Good afternoon, dear traders. You are watching economic news on ИнстаФорекс TV channel with me, Tahmina Salomova. Today, the pound-dollar pair is trading in negative territory following the release of weak macroeconomic statistics from the United Kingdom. The report indicated a slump in production volumes within the country's manufacturing sector, pointing to a certain economic meltdown during the first quarter of 2016. A number of industries reported a significant drop in their manufacturing output. The report provided by the Office of National Statistics suggests that production in the manufacturing sector slid by 1.1% in February, while analysts had projected a more modest downtick of 0.2%. On a year-over-year basis, the indicator fell by 1.8%. According to a separate report, the UK's good trade deficit turned in a slight improvement in February, as it narrowed to £11,960,000,000 from the January print of £12,160,000,000. However, the data still came in much worse than expected, as economists had predicted the trade gap to narrow to £10,020,000,000.
Extremely downbeat statistical reports seriously undermine the strength of pound sterling. Against all expectations, the industrial production sector registered a downturn after previous gains. The degree of the slowdown in manufacturing exceeded even most pessimistic projections. The UK trade deficit figures also look gloomy. All of these factors put a question mark over the future of the British economy. The pound may eventually drop to 1.4050 levels against the US dollar.
One of the reasons behind the long-term depreciation of the British currency is the upcoming referendum on their country's European Union membership. It is interesting to note that while some countries are willing to leave the European community, others are still attempting to find their way into the EU. Recently, Netherlands held a referendum on the EU's association agreement with Ukraine, with the majority of Dutch voters rejecting the treaty. The official results of the referendum will be announced on April 12. However, preliminary estimates show that most votes decided to say no to this idea. It is worth mentioning that just 2 days before the referendum, Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko made the headlines as one of the many political leaders involved in the offshore scandal, also known as the Panama Papers leak. However, the Dutch citizens opposed to Ukraine's association with the European Union say that the scandal did not actually have a decisive role in their vote. It is clear that the number of Eurosceptics is growing exponentially. This fact increases the risks of the EU disintegration that may start with Great Britain leaving the single market. You have watched financial news prepared for you by ИнстаФорекс TV channel. See you.